We finished packing her closet. Some of the clothes were going to Goodwill, and some were going to a yard sale my sister was holding for Diana's clothes that she thought she could sell. I let her decide where most of Diana's things would end up going. I kept some things as keepsakes, things that had special meaning to her and to me, or those things that had great monetary value. My sister was like a vulture. She had her eye on all the good jewelry and artwork that belonged to Diana. I practically had to snatch them out of her hands. Mostly, though, I will keep things that remind me of my wife, things that will make her absence easier. God, I miss her. I miss her being next to me at night. I miss her breakfasts in the morning, her dinners in the evening, and sex. Yeah, I definitely miss it. Diana was my life. She made every day worth living. She always satisfied my needs for food, sex, clothing, anything that made me comfortable and happy. She went out of her way. For me. And as long as you didn't get the wrong idea, it was mutual. I tried to satisfy her every whim, every desire. We were a couple, a team. She was my soulmate in every way. Plato would agree with this assessment. I showered her with jewelry, the very same ones that I now had to snatch from the greedy hands of my sister. I took her to the fanciest restaurants, bought her clothes that best suited our finances, and took her on dream vacations. And yes, this girl knew how to dream. But eventually, in her pain, she lost sight of my comfort. Pain I didn't even know I had, and now she is gone. I was emptying out the house, selling all of our furniture, all of our art, except for the ones I kept as keepsakes, and even the house itself. It was all too painful, a reminder of the death that happened there. In my bedroom. In my bed. How could I continue to live here, especially without the love of my life? Her mother was here today, still angry with me. She blames me for Diana's absence. She blames me for the death and bloodshed. Like I planned it, like I wanted it. Oh no, I tried to tell her how much I was in love and how Diana was my life. She didn't believe me. My mother-in-law came to demand, or should I say snatch, Diana's jewelry, or at least the things she inherited from her two grandmothers. She claimed they were family heirlooms. Well, no. I was Diana's family. And these were memories, maybe not of our love, but at least of our life together. When I look at these exhibits, it brings back pleasant memories. This allows me to remember Diana in all the glory of our love. Mom, I had lost my mother, so Diana's mother had always been my mother, and although now she demanded that I stop calling her, I still thought of her that way, said offendedly, "Max, you only kept these things because they were the only valuable things in my life that I gave to my daughter." Mom claimed that what I bought my wife was cheap junk. I countered that Diana liked my gifts and wore them every day. My mother-in-law's face was distorted with rage. "And you just keep all her stuff to annoy me. You don't want me to have anything to say for her." With threats of lawyers and lawsuits, my mother-in-law left. I went back to packing. First checking the boxes my sister was packing and retrieving the items she had tried to smuggle out without my knowledge. I will say that my sister had good taste. She tried to steal only the best of Diana's things. We went to a funeral a few months ago, although my loved one's family didn't want us there. They all blamed me, just like my mother did. They thought it was all my fault. Maybe I could have handled it better, but I was in love and blind to all the bad things that could happen. They say when you're in love, anything is possible. You just don't realize that not everything in the world is good. Bad things happen even to those who are in love. I offered to pay to have Max Weller's beloved engraved on her headstone, but her family found it disgusting that I would even suggest that. Her mother started beating me, and her father tried to strangle me. The rest of the family then tried to join us, and I was lucky to escape relatively unscathed. Even now I have to look after her family. There is no end to the threats and harassment. Well, now I'm getting ready to leave. The house was sold, all my wife's belongings were sold, and I was about to slip away into the night. Away from both her family and her relatives, leaving it all behind. On the way out of town, I stopped at the grave to say my last goodbyes. The tombstone was missing the inscription, "Beloved of Max Weller," which I so wanted. It simply said, "Julie Crum, 2003-2022. taken from us too soon. I cried a little and apologized to Julie again for not knowing Diana was coming home that day. I was in love with both of them, my wife and my intern at work. I thought spending the night in my bed at home with my love was a good idea, especially since Diana wasn't supposed to be in town that night, and everything was really good until my wife burst into the room and put 9 bullets from my Glock into my mistress. Now I've lost them both, Julie to the grave and Diana to the state prison system. Both families hate me, blame me for everything, although if Diana would just talk to me, I'm sure we would all be very happy together. Was it really my fault that my wife was so hot and out of control? I don't think so. But who the hell understands women? Please like and subscribe to the channel and you will never be cheated on.